Yesterday, SpaceX did something it has never done in its 24-year history. It opened its books to the public. $7.81 billion in revenue, up 92%. Same after-hours reaction, the stock plunged 7.5%. What scared Wall Street? A massive $15.83 billion AI detail hidden inside. I'm John A.G. with Future AI Stocks. We're aiming for 500 likes on this video today, so smash that like button if you want more AI market breakdowns. Today, we're unpacking SpaceX's first public earnings call, its orbital AI strategy, and a critical deadline this Thursday you can't ignore. This video is educational purposes only, not financial advice. SpaceX reported second quarter 2026 revenue of $7.81 billion. That's a 92% increase from the $4.1 billion the company generated in the same quarter last year, and it blew past Wall Street's consensus estimate of $6.93 billion, a beat of roughly 13%. On the bottom line, the loss came in at just 9 cents per share, dramatically narrower than the 26-cent loss analysts were bracing for. Net loss for the quarter narrowed to $541 million, down from just over $1 billion a year earlier. And adjusted EBITDA, a measure of core operating cash flow, nearly tripled, up 191% year over year to $3.54 billion. Now let's break down where that money actually came from, because SpaceX operates three very different businesses under one roof. Connectivity, that's Starlink, remains the engine of this company. It generated $4.29 billion in revenue, up 66% year over year, and it is the only one of SpaceX's three segments that is actually profitable, posting $1.66 billion in operating income. Starlink subscribers doubled year over year to 12 million, with 1.7 million net additions in the quarter alone. Worth noting for balance, average revenue per subscriber actually fell 22% year over year, as SpaceX expanded aggressively into international markets with cheaper pricing tiers, more users, but each one worth less individually. Space, Starship, and commercial launch brought in $962 million, up 29% year over year, with 2 successful Starship 3 flight tests in the last 90 days and 78 total launches year to date. And then there's AI, the segment built around xAI, Grok, and X, which merged into SpaceX earlier this year. This is where the real story of this earnings report lives. AI segment revenue came in at $2.56 billion, up 247% year over year, and up 213% sequentially from Q1. The segment's adjusted EBITDA flipped from a $609 million loss in Q1 to a positive $1.15 billion in Q2. Genuinely one of the fastest margin improvements you'll see in any AI infrastructure business right now. SpaceX also disclosed over $6 billion in new multi-year U.S. government contracts for Starshield, its national security satellite division, and closed the quarter with a total contract backlog of $47.5 billion. On every single one of those headline numbers, SpaceX beat Wall Street. This was, by almost any traditional measure, a dominant quarter. So here's the question that actually matters. If the numbers were this good, why did the stock fall? SpaceX shares closed Tuesday's regular session up 9.4% at $125.33, the stock's best single day since mid-June. Then, within the first hour of after-hours trading, the stock reversed hard, sliding roughly 7.5% as investors digested one specific line item buried inside the earnings release. Capital expenditures for the quarter came in at $18.37 billion. Of that, $15.83 billion, more than 86% of total capex, went directly into artificial intelligence compute infrastructure. To put that in perspective, that single quarter's capex spend is close to what SpaceX spent across the entire year of 2025. Analysts polled ahead of the report had modeled roughly $13.22 billion in total capex. The actual number came in about 39% above that estimate. Now here's the part of this story that most general finance coverage is completely missing, and it's exactly why we're covering this on Future AI Stocks. Buried inside Tuesday's earnings release, SpaceX confirmed a formal partnership with Nvidia to co-design the compute payload for a satellite program called Starmind AI-1. This is not a Starlink internet satellite. This is SpaceX's first attempt at putting data center class AI compute directly into orbit, Each Starmind satellite is being built around Nvidia's next-generation Rubin GPUs and Vera CPUs, packaged together as what Nvidia calls the Vera Rubin NVL72 system, essentially the same architecture Nvidia is deploying inside terrestrial AI megaclusters, just re-engineered to survive the vacuum of space. According to Nvidia, its Space One Vera Rubin module can deliver up to 25 times the AI processing performance of a single H100 GPU, the chip that powered the last generation of the AI boom. The scale of the hardware itself is genuinely startling. Each Starmind satellite is designed to stand roughly 30 meters tall once deployed, with a 75-meter wingspan, wider than a Boeing 747. It's built to operate in sun-synchronous orbit, where it can draw continuous, uninterrupted solar power instead of depending on Earth's electrical grid, and it routes processed data back down to Earth through Starlink's existing laser link network, meaning SpaceX doesn't need to build new ground infrastructure to make this work. Engineers also designed the system to be chip vendor agnostic, so future satellite generations could swap in newer silicon from other suppliers without a full redesign. Why does this matter strategically? Because the entire terrestrial AI industry, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Google, and SpaceX's own Colossus data centers in Memphis, is running into the same three walls at the same time: power availability, land, and water for cooling. SpaceX's bet is that if you move the data center into orbit, two of those three constraints disappear almost entirely. That's the thesis behind Starmind, and it's why the company has reportedly filed with the FCC for approval to eventually deploy up to 1 million of these satellites as a distributed orbital AI supercomputer. This connects directly to the CapEx story from the last segment. On the earnings call, Musk laid out SpaceX's current AI compute footprint. The company ended Q2 with 1.4 gigawatts of nameplate compute capacity and expects to cross 2 gigawatts by the end of this year. But when pressed by an analyst on the call for a longer-term number, Musk went further, calling 20 gigawatts of power and cooling capacity online by the end of 2027 a tentative target, while acknowledging that even with delays, the company would likely still land close to 15 gigawatts. For context, that would put SpaceX's compute ambitions in the same league as Meta's planned 5-gigawatt Hyperion data center in Louisiana, just at 3 to 4 times the scale. Initial prototype testing for Starmind AI-1 is targeted for early 2027, with mass production planned for late 2027, meaning this is a multi-year build-out, not a near-term revenue driver. But it explains exactly why SpaceX is spending $15.83 billion on AI infrastructure in a single quarter. This isn't just about running Grok more efficiently. It's a bet that the next battleground in the AI compute race isn't Texas, Virginia, or Memphis. It's low Earth orbit, and SpaceX believes it's the only company on the planet that can actually build there. Here's the part of this story that every current or prospective SPCX shareholder needs to hear clearly, because it lands just 2 trading days after this earnings report. This Thursday, August 6th, 2026, SpaceX's first insider lockup expiration takes effect. When SpaceX went public on the NASDAQ in June, priced at $135 a share, only about 4 to 5% of its roughly 13 billion total shares were actually available to trade. The other 95% toaster, held by early employees, executives, and pre-IPO investors, was locked under contractual restrictions, standard practice to prevent a flood of selling right after an IPO. SpaceX structured this lockup differently than most companies. Instead of one single cliff date where every restricted share unlocks at once, the company staggered it across multiple tranches tied to earnings dates and fixed calendar milestones. This Thursday marks the first of those tranches. Insiders become eligible to sell up to 20% of the 180-day lockup block, which works out to approximately 911.5 million shares, worth somewhere between $116 and $123 billion at recent prices. That is a genuinely enormous amount of potential new supply hitting a stock that, remember, has had less than 5% of its total shares actually tradable up to this point. Basic supply and demand. When the available supply of a stock increases sharply while demand stays roughly constant, prices tend to fall. That dynamic is a big part of why SPCX has already been under pressure heading into this week. The stock touched an all-time low near $108.37 in late July, well below its $135 EPO price, as traders positioned defensively ahead of Thursday's unlock. To be clear, this isn't the entire story playing out at once. The full 180-day lockup doesn't fully expire until December 8, 2026, with additional tranches releasing in stages between now and then. And Elon Musk's own stake, roughly 6.4 billion shares, is locked separately for a full 366 days, until June 12, 2027, with no early release provisions at all. So the single largest shareholder in the company is not part of Thursday's unlock. But the sheer size of Thursday's tranche, landing right after an earnings report that already rattled the stock over spending concerns, is exactly the kind of setup that can produce outsized short-term volatility in both directions. Risk 1, CapEx, without a clear payoff timeline. Management confirmed elevated AI spending will likely continue for at least 2 more quarters, with no formal forward CapEx guidance provided. Until that spending converts into segment-level profit, the stock will likely stay volatile around every earnings print. Risk 2. Supply overhang from staggered lockups. Thursday's unlock is only the first of several scheduled tranches through December, meaning this isn't a one-time event. New potential selling pressure could resurface multiple times over the next several months. Risk 3. Execution risk on Starmind. Orbital data center computing has never been done at this scale. Prototype testing doesn't even begin until early 2027. Radiation, thermal cycling, and vacuum conditions all introduce engineering challenges that don't exist in a terrestrial data center, and delays are a realistic possibility. Risk 4. Starlink margin compression. Average revenue per Starlink subscriber fell 22% year over year as the company chases international subscriber growth. Connectivity is the only profitable segment funding the AI and Starship buildouts. If that margin keeps eroding, the entire capital structure comes under more pressure. These are real, disclosed risks, not hypotheticals, and they're exactly what you should be watching in the coming weeks alongside the headline growth numbers. Let's zoom out and connect everything we just covered. Revenue. SpaceX just posted a record-beating quarter, growing 92% year over year to $7.81 billion, with all 3 business segments, connectivity, space, and AI, beating estimates individually. CapEx, that same quarter, revealed $18.37 billion in spending, with $15.83 billion of it aimed squarely at AI infrastructure, and that's the number that actually moved the stock lower after hours. Starmind AI-1, SpaceX's partnership with Nvidia to build Rubin and Vera-powered orbital data centers, is the long-term thesis behind that spending, a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar bet that space, not Texas or Virginia, becomes the next frontier for AI compute. The lockup, this Thursday, up to 911.5 million previously restricted shares become eligible to trade, a supply shock landing just 48 hours after an earnings report that already unsettled the market. None of these 4 pieces exist in isolation. They're all one story. A company transitioning in real time and in public for the first time, from a private rocket company into one of the most ambitious AI infrastructure bets on the market. So where does that leave investors? Let's lay out both sides, honestly. The bull case. SpaceX just posted 92% revenue growth with beats across every segment, and Wall Street's average 12-month price target. Following a wave of post-earnings updates from firms including JP Morgan, which raised its target to $240, and RBC Capital, which reiterated a $225 target, still sits meaningfully above where the stock trades today. Bulls argue this is the same pattern investors have seen before with Alphabet and Tesla. A scary CapEx number that the market eventually looks past once the revenue catches up, and by then the early entry point is gone. The bear case, this is also a company burning through nearly $16 billion a quarter on AI infrastructure that won't generate meaningful returns for years, with Starmind's actual hardware not even reaching prototype testing until 2027. Not every analyst is on board. Firms like Piper Sandler and Wells Fargo trimmed their targets after this report, and Susquehanna has held a more cautious hold rating with a target well below the street average. Add a staggered lockup schedule that keeps releasing new supply through December, and bears argue this stock could stay under pressure for months, regardless of how good the underlying business actually is. The honest answer is that both cases are backed by real numbers from the same earnings report. This is a show-me story in the truest sense. The growth is already showing up, but the market wants to see that growth outpace the spending before it's willing to pay up for it. Given the size of Thursday's lockup and the elevated capex guidance for the next 2 quarters, expect this stock to stay genuinely volatile in the near term. If you're tracking this one, keep Yahoo Finance or your broker's live chart open this week. Moves in both directions are likely. That's the complete breakdown of SpaceX's first ever public earnings report, the record revenue, the AI spending that spooked Wall Street, the Nvidia-powered orbital data center bet, and the lockup deadline landing this Thursday. If this helped you actually understand what moved this stock instead of just watching the headline number, hit that like button. It helps future AI stocks reach more investors who want real research, not noise. Drop a comment and tell me, are you a bull or a bear on SPCX heading into Thursday's lockup? I read every single one. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. I'm John A.G. I'll see you in the next one.